Hello. We're here. We've arrived.
We are. I've opened my eyes. They weren't open until this very moment.
That's actually believable. Hello and good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Casual Morning Show. My name is Mike Pitts. I'm your host, and I hope that you've had at least one cup of coffee today so far. With me today, I have the usual suspects in Malcolm and Ray, the rhyme. And we're here to bring you a bright start to your weekend. Disregard the tired eyes and grumpy faces and far too low sultry tones coming out of Ray. We are some of the most positive, upbeat people that you're going to see on a weekend morning.
Don't pretend like you don't love the sound of my sultry voice.
I hate it.
I think at this point they understand my grumpy face.
Hopefully.
That's just resting Jardine face.
It's just classic.
I'm overflowing with joy right now.
You've got to keep that contained. It's gonna leak out and get
I need you
everywhere.
to calm down. Just bring it down like 3 notches if you could.
Okay.
That's better.
I do like that. That was good. Okay, well, as per usual, we're going to start off with our usual positivity of the week. And so that no one can for sure have taken mine, I'm going to go first. So one thing that I found interesting is, did you guys hear about the person that was missing for 51 years and was found?
Missing
No.
for 51 years.
So
Do you think they're missing at that point, or they just left?
no, okay, so they were 22 months old when they went missing. What had happened?
So they were kidnapped.
Yeah. But they like that, I guess you go from kidnapped to missing. I don't know, like the structure of how you label things. But in 1971, a 22-month-old child was kidnapped by the babysitter, no joke, in like Fort Worth. And 51 years later, thanks to 23andMe, they were able to like track her down. Apparently the parents like never stopped looking. And eventually, like they found them now. But like, can you imagine that? One thing that unfortunately this story didn't talk about was like, I don't know like what she went through. Like obviously she'd have no recollection of it, but I don't know if like she was given to another family or like went through the system or like I don't really know what happened on that side. But like she still lived in the same city. But obviously, because babies grow up and start looking different, like there was no chance of anybody bumping it. You know what I mean? It's such an odd thing. But they were found and like,
23andMe.
yeah, like she had changed her name. Obviously because she didn't know it at the time. She was only 22 years old. And she had changed her name to Melanie Walden when her actual name is Melissa Highsmith, which she said she's going to change her name back to. As she's going through and reconnecting with her parents and like her family and
Well, not to mention, imagine being that age. I mean, you're a middle-aged woman, and you are suddenly told that your whole life is essentially not a lie, but you are not who you think you are.
Yeah.
And to know that about the person that you thought was your mother, but gaining a whole other family in the process.
Well, and that's the thing. Like that's what I was kind of hoping to read from the story was like, did the babysitter keep the child or not? I'm assuming no, because the parents would have been like the babysitter took the kid, right? And they would have in theory been able to found it pretty quick. So I don't know. Like the other, like it's such an odd thing because like the other parents potentially didn't really do anything wrong. Right, I don't know. Like I said, again, I have no idea.
Wow,
That's
they bought a child.
If they
did
did
something wrong.
well, but like again, like maybe it went through the system, and that's how like she would have potentially have been adopted at some point or something, right? I don't know. It's just such a like you just gain another family that you had no idea existed, but is like the family you should have grown up with, and I don't know. But it's happy. Like she seems very happy.
If like a 22-month-old goes missing, and then like a month later, a 23-month-old with no parents gets put in the system, maybe there's a connection.
Maybe, but I don't think they could have DNA tested it that well back in the 70s. So even if they
in the 70s, DNA testing was just coming into the fore, as well as the fact that like nothing was connected, and a lot of like interstate systems had no communication with other states whatsoever. So it would have been very easy to disappear somebody like that.
Yeah, well, it's the Limburg baby actually coming back. So cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought that was a neat
Right.
story. And like I said, like everybody on all fronts seems very happy about it. Like no one's weirded out from like either side of the family or anything. You know what I mean?
That's good.
Okay.
It is rather sweet, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a nostalgia story for everybody
Oh,
because I know these two have watched this movie. A Christmas Story.
is
Yep.
that the shoot your eye out one?
Yeah. Shoot your eye out, kid.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that house still exists, the house they grew up in, and it's actually for sale.
1.3 million or something like that.
10.
Oh,
1.10 million? Holy God.
No, it's just 10 million. Yeah, it hasn't changed. It's a museum with an apartment upstairs, and you have to buy it with the assumption you are continuing the museum.
Hmm.
Oh wow.
So you're not allowed to change the house in any way.
Interesting. But presumably you
be
could
a
renovate the apartment if you wanted to.
No, because the apartment was also apparently mentioned in the movie, so it's like it's the way it is.
Wow. And especially given the fact that they just released another movie, all that's going to do is rekindle interest.
Is
Yeah,
there like
the
a Christmas
current
story
owner.
too? Did I not know about this?
Yeah, he's like fully grown now, and it's like a modern day one.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. So the current guy who runs the museum and lives upstairs has been doing it for like 10 years, and he wants to pack it in because I'm sure looking at mustard yellow furniture is like killing him on the inside.
I mean, yeah, somebody like you and I with the color of our hair, Jagger, we could have lived there. It'd just be like clashing colors, all the time.
I wouldn't be able to tell.
That's true.
Odd question.
Clearly, you need to go buy this place.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking at I was just looking because I wanted to see about Christmas Story 2022. How recently did that house get put up for sale?
Recently.
Okay, because apparently one of the guys that used to be in the one of the guys from the original movie was taking pictures on the front porch with fans. And the owner of the house was like yelling at him, like cussing him out, trying to like get him off his property. And I'm wondering if that's what led to the house needing to be for sale all of a sudden.
Maybe.
Yeah, they got into a bit of a kerfuffle, if I'm not
That's
mistaken.
what it looks
Yeah.
like. I'm like, wait, what?
Huh.
That's 10 million though. I wonder, I'd be very interested to see like how many people come through there on the regular, and then also what the cost for admission is. Like, how long does it take for you to make some of that back? Like, I don't know.
Well, and that's the question. Is it going to like some sort of estate, or are you the sole proprietor and making all of the profits,
Never
if there are
know.
any off of that?
Oh.
Because I mean, it's like, okay, Christmas Story is a big deal, but like, it's not like it's the Goonies house,
Yeah.
Yeah.
This house was,
This guy.
the last person that bought it, I think, bought it off of eBay.
Yeah, for 150,000. It's the guy
Wow.
who currently owns it.
Selling
just-
for 10 million.
Yeah. It's probably just because the movie's coming out that he's trying to sell it.
Yeah, maybe. Why would you sell your house on eBay?
I don't know.
I guess
That was
no
common
realtor
before,
fees.
like-
So
Yeah,
it's
probably.
went down to-
Yeah, do you guys remember the one red paperclip story? The guy who like traded his way from one red paperclip all the way up to owning
Oh,
like property.
yeah.
He did that final trade through eBay.
Interesting.
I don't know how or why, but yeah, I just know that like it was a semi-common thing to do that kind of purchase for a while.
Well, last year there was a guy who had a jar of sand and he traded his way up to a Tesla.
Apparently, I need to just talk to more people.
I
Mhm.
honestly, personally, I feel like the best trading story is when Dwight got the magical legumes in the office.
It's true.
That was he
Yeah.
almost had a telescope, but then he got the magical
It's true.
legumes.
It's true. The legumes were pretty great.
Oh man.
Oh shit. You gonna buy the house, Jordan?
Okay.
No.
Okay. That's not it.
Holy,
Wow.
not to mention, it's in Cleveland.
Who doesn't love
Yeah, but
Cleveland? Don't you remember
Cleveland's
the
in
intro
Ohio,
to
and Ohio's pretty great.
Hard pass.
the intro
It's-
to the
remember.
Drew Carey song? Remember Cleveland Rocks? They say it.
Mhm.
Much as it.
Cleveland.
Yep.
Well, I mean, the original intro was "Moon over Pamba, bring my love to me tonight." No, nobody remembers that.
No.
That's okay.
That's a youth thing.
I
buddy.
remember it.
Oh,
Okay. I watched every single episode of the Drew Carey show from start to
Mhm.
finish.
Me too.
I loved it.
Interesting.
Yeah. So speaking of Cleveland rocking,
Bad
worst
segue?
segue.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, bad segue. You know, I don't do real
It's
segues.
true.
So this is mostly a good story in that India's electricity shortage that they normally experience during the monsoon season in September or October kind of thing. They, thanks to renewable energy, they basically managed to keep the country up and running. Now, a couple things were in their favor, like the average temperature was like 2 degrees lower than last year, which is, you know, not bad.
That'll help.
But basically what they did is, and then here's why I say it's kind of a good thing, is that they gave themselves 9 days of coal power reserves, which means they up coal production, which is not great. But they did have that there as a backup. But in the case of renewable energy, 3.1 billion kilowatt hours of solar energy plus 2.1 billion kilowatt hours from hydro and wind managed to keep them from basically having rolling blackouts for 89% of the time.
That's not bad.
Yeah, so last year they had like 5% of the time they were able to stop it. So now they've gone up to like a 90% ability to be able to keep the country running in the midst of the monsoon season. So not only is this good because renewable energy, you know, is obviously showing that it can handle the workload of powering a country like India, but it also means that millions and millions of people in India were able to still have food and water and electricity. And we know that's a very striated country. So
Yeah.
being able to have that kept up for them in the midst of, you know, a season of disasters, it's really good.
That's
For
awesome.
sure.
I like the where it's coming from too. That's fantastic news. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah. I'm really interested to see how we continue to grow the renewable energy sector because, you know, we have to.
Yeah, it's pretty important. I forget actually. I remember reading this somewhat recently too. This isn't a story that I actually had like the full details on, but somewhere is enforcing that all parking spots have a solar panel covering, like for all
cool.
like it's like for a city or somewhere, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
But like just stuff
Sounds
like
like
that.
a San Bernardino thing.
Yeah, but like, why not, right? Like, first of all, everybody likes parking in the shade, generally speaking, for your car, and then
Yeah.
just collect the sun. And then it's remember, do you guys remember that whole solar roadway thing from like a while ago? Someone was like, "Make all the
the
roads
thing
solar."
they tried to do
It's-
in Norway. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Someone made like this video about it a while ago. And people are like, "We're gonna make all the parking lots solar." It's like that doesn't make any sense because the only time there's parking lots are used are in the daytime. But if you just put a roof on it,
Yep.
perfect.
Yep. Better. Yeah, I remember the whole idea of the solar power roads, like generating energy. They were also supposed to have like luminescent road markings
Yep.
in it, which again, like in theory, very cool.
Yeah.
In practice, not feasible. It was so prohibitively expensive
Yeah.
because you had to have a battery basically every 30 meters, and then you have to have a housing for that. Now, to be fair, that was almost 10 years ago, Pitts.
Yeah. Oh
So,
yeah. I remember
like, the
watching that on
technology
a
and the
bus
battery. Yeah.
before I was able.
It's
to
still
drive a car.
ridiculously expensive to do. it
Oh,
all.
sure. I think it would just be much more feasible nowadays.
Yeah.
But it's still probably just out of this world expensive to be able to even try to convince a municipality to do such a thing.
I'm also pretty sure that back then they wanted all the solar panels were going to be glass, but like they were going to be like with a coating that was supposed to make it like slip resistant. Yeah, you put that in fucking anywhere where there's rain or anywhere where there's snow, and you're just gonna have like just people careening off the road
Yeah.
at record speed.
Are you kidding me? Put that in Waterloo. See what happens.
Oh god, it's so bad.
Right. No, what they need to do is build the roads out of so you know when you guys are when you're walking, you get to a crosswalk in the city and there's like that like metal plate that's got the bumps in it
Yeah,
just before you hit the crosswalk.
yeah, yeah.
The
Mhm.
road just needs to be made out of that. I also found out actually what those are for. I thought it was so you don't slip
No, it's for blind
in the
people.
wintertime. It's for blind people. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had no idea until like last week.
The only reason I knew about that actually is because of my time in Japan. So everywhere in Japan, on all the sidewalks, there's like a grooved area that is meant for people who can't see to be able to walk along. And then so like it's like grooved lines that are forward, so like kind of like directing you. And then when you come to a crosswalk, it like the texture would change, right? To either be like the
Yeah.
bumps like you saw, or like it'd be like a crosshatch sort of thing. And that way you knew to stop and listen for like the signal to cross the road and stuff like that. Like it was incredibly accessible. Like inside malls they had this, like sidewalks, train stations, it was all over the place. Which is,
That's I still want to go to Japan one day because I know that they are a city that actually engineered their city to be lived in.
It's
You
even
know?
a country.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. Tokyo is what I meant. Thank you.
holy shit.
Hold
They've
on,
really
hold on.
grown in the past little while.
It's like Coruscant. It's
That's
just
right.
a planet city.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a city island. I did mean Tokyo. But yeah, just to like visit a city that was designed intelligently and with like forethought for future generations.
Mhm.
I'd be very interested to see what that's like as opposed to the terrible sprawl that we've got around here.
The part I think you'll appreciate the most is how much a place like Tokyo is like what you see when you play Cyberpunk. And I'm not even like joking when I
yeah.
say that. Like everything is buildings. It all goes up like different. There was one day I remember we went to an owl cafe where there's just owls, and it's a cafe and you walk around, you touch owls, and that's it. That was the whole thing. It was cool because like you never see owls that close. But that was on like the 5th floor of a building, and like you take the elevator up and then like owl cafe. And then if you go up one higher, it's like a different like, shoe store or something. And it's just all
the only
like
way
that
we get
everywhere.
that. Yeah, the only way we get that here is like the Eaton Center.
Yeah, it's just the thing
You
here is
know.
like we don't build things up, right?
No.
Like not not in the same way. The only thing that generally is built up is either office buildings or apartments, and that's it. Whereas everything there, it's like they just keep doing another layer. Like they'll just add on another layer to a building, and that becomes a new thing. We build either up for those things, or we just build out, which is why the Greenbelt's getting sold.
Yeah.
But this is a good news story show.
Yep. Well, I mean, that basically explains the Edmonton Mall in a nutshell, too.
It was, for horrible reason, a little bit easier for big cities in Japan to like completely redesign how their cities work.
Okay,
Because
to
we
be fair.
firebombed the shit out of them.
Yeah. We
We burned their cities to the ground during the Second World War, so they didn't.
That
They
was
had the
Godzilla?
opportunity to start new.
Yeah.
Happy,
Yeah.
happy news.
You're right,
Good
but
news.
we should blaze past that.
Who else has got some happy news?
I've got one more.
You can do it, Ray.
So the giant otters in Argentina, they are the world's biggest otters. They can get up to, I think, almost 2 meters and like 70 pounds.
Okay.
They were thought to be extinct since the 80s. But one was sighted in 2021, last May, by a guy on the Bermeo River in what they call El Impenetrable National Park. I'm sure there's probably a good accent to put on that, but it says El Impenetrable. And yeah, basically like saw this massive otter and he sent it to the like Department of Natural Works, and they're like, oh, holy crap. Like some nerd was in his textbook going, oh, that's a giant otter. They're not extinct. That's incredible. So now they've been working on preserving them for the last couple of years, and they are making a comeback. But I guess basically the whole thing is that they are the like apex predator in any area that they live, and they're just very unconcerned with human beings. Like they're very active and very friendly because they're just so big, which leads to a lot of them getting shot. But they're coming back, and
That's cool.
they're freaking huge. They look like a Pokemon.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so a previously thought extinct species is returning back to the wildlife, which is always reassuring.
It's very good, and this is also the second week in a row I think that you've brought us this kind of news. So if next week, if you don't have another endangered or extinct species coming back to life, I need you to know I'm going to be pissed.
Okay, I'm going to work on the threefer.
I need I need this to go on forever, Ray. Bring back the dodos, just
I think
for
we
me.
all do.
Wasn't I the one who came with the extinct animal thing last week?
Were you? I really thought it was him. It was like a bird. It was a bird.
Yeah, it was me.
Was it?
Well, okay, so
All right,
really
well,
what that means
now
is
it's
that
a team
it was Charlie
effort.
last week. Now it's got to be you next week.
No,
so-
it's funny because my other story is about like unknown animals that just got
Hit
found.
me with it.
I actually have two things, but this first one is about so there's the Australia's Cocos Islands.
Mhm.
It's recently been like deemed a like not a natural reserve.
Yep.
So
Preserve.
like yeah, preserve. But it's like underwater volcanoes.
Ooh,
So it's got like a lot of
hot springs.
landscape down there and everything, and they found a ton of species that have never been seen before, and because it does get very deep there,
Mhm.
like 3 miles.
Oh,
So
God. Okay.
there's all sorts of stuff. I'll put the link in chat because they have a bunch of different types of fish and eel.
You don't want to read the scientific names out for us?
Oh, I can. I don't even.
Give me, just give me one. Just so
You
I
need
can...
to see the photos. Is the big thing.
Okay.
Did they add the scientific names?
What in the hell is that?
They're just explaining them. One of them is called a cusk eel.
Okay, that batfish, that's a ravioli.
That is a ravioli. It's got a tail, but it's a ravioli.
With fins.
Just
Yeah. But it's
Wow,
yeah,
that's-
there's all sorts of cool stuff. But the third one down there is a completely translucent blind eel that lives 3 miles down.
The fourth
Oh,
one is
wow.
horrifying.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a,
a flatfish.
I was gonna say
It
that
has-
looks like a dab or a flatfish. Yeah.
Yeah, but it has googly eyes. Someone put googly eyes on that motherfucker.
Just-
Look at him.
Yeah.
He's cross-eyed. I can tell. Look at him.
Well, because
then-
he's looking at himself.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It's cool that we're still finding like tons of species.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
Damn
I
nature.
do have like good news story 2.5.
Ooh.
It's also kind of like the Australia thing. Have you guys ever heard of the Australian tiger?
I
I
didn't.
feel like I've heard that name before, but
Its real name is the thylacine.
That sounds familiar.
bless you. Okay.
So it kind of looks like a
Oh.
dog with tiger stripes.
It does a little bit, yeah.
Like the back half of it has got tiger stripes. That's why it's called the Australian tiger. Like the last known ones were like 100 years ago, where they were in captivity, and there's like some black and white photos and videos of them.
Yeah.
But they're actually going to be they have like DNA
Mm-hmm.
of them,
Oh,
and
cloning?
they're going. They're gonna clone them. They're gonna
Life,
bring them back
uh,
into
Life
the.
finds a way.
Real quick though, this is a dog.
It's called the Australian tiger.
I don't care what they
Yeah.
want to fucking call it. That look at that snout. That's a dog.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
the Tasmanian tiger, basically. Yeah.
It kind of it looks like a coyote.
Have you guys seen the one image with its mouth open?
Mhm.
It looks like a hippopotamus.
Yeah,
Well, you know, I
they
did want a
used to
hippopotamus
be
for
like all
Christmas.
over Tasmania, and then we just kind of like hunted them to extinction.
Yes, we do.
Okay, hold on. pause. I'm looking at the Australian Museum website. That's where I'm looking at my pictures for this thing. Alternative names: Tasmanian tiger, Tasmanian wolf. You can't. The alternate names can't be two different animals. That's not allowed.
Well,
That one's
it's
a
only
dog,
called
one's
a
a
tiger
cat.
because of the tiger stripes.
Well, that seems silly, doesn't it? And the tail is really messed up. I don't like it.
It's considered
It's a weird looking
marsupial.
animal.
It's a really
Yeah.
weird looking animal.
It's actually closer related to a kangaroo than any of the other things.
Okay, I hate this thing. It is a cat dog kangaroo. It's
Yeah.
not all right.
It's pretty
Look,
cool.
We're writing a Nickelodeon
But-
cartoon as we speak.
You know what it
But
actually
the,
reminds me of? Sorry, keep going.
Yeah. So last week I mentioned the podcast with Forrest Gallant. He's like the
Oh yeah.
yeah, the animal guy who looks for. He's super excited about the thylacine. He's been trying to find them to see if there's still some in the wild. So when he found out that they're actually going to be cloning them, he was super excited that they're going to be for sure back in the ecosystem.
Good.
Well, I mean, you know what? At least we're starting here. Then we can move on to the dodos, and then we can move on to velociraptors.
Yeah, well, we don't need those other two for sure.
Who
The
was
dodo
that?
is the stupidest looking bird I've ever seen.
You have not seen, what was it, the shoebill stork or something? That is an ugly bird, and probably the closest you're ever going to get to a dodo. It's a cut.
Oh, those things. Yeah, they're terrifying. They
Yeah,
always look
it's-
like they're about 3 seconds away from killing you.
Its beak is so heavy, it just flops forward when it's trying to hunt.
Do you guys know what an
Oh, that's-
okapi is?
Yes, I do know
No.
what an okapi is.
That's what the tiger reminds me of. It's someone who got. I'll put it in the.
Yeah.
I'll put it in the chat.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's a animal that got confused as to what it was supposed to be, and now it looks like a lot of different things. That's what this Tasmanian tiger is. the tiger wolf kangaroo instead of the zebra deer. I don't know. It's got two little antlers.
Giraffe.
too. Yeah, giraffe.
Giraffe.
It's like a little giraffe deer zebra.
Yeah. Maybe antelope would be appropriate. I don't know.
I love that
Just
it's
'cause of
like
where it's
I'm
from.
casually camouflaged from behind. I look like a barcode,
Yeah.
but up front, all chocolate.
He's like,
yep.
all chocolate. I love that.
Hmm.
You also remind me too, sorry, someone said that, now they can start cloning other things, which brought me in my head to Jurassic World, which brought me to, I don't know if I was talking to either one of you, or if this was a work thing. Someone recently tried to sell that the newest Jurassic World movies were quite good.
No.
And I don't know if Jardine was your friend that we were playing League with, or if it was
No, it was
okay,
not,
then it was
not Quinn.
someone else. I don't remember who, but they were like, yeah, the original movies, they're fine. Well, the first two are fine. The third one, terrible. And I was like, okay, yeah, we can all agree on that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I wasn't part of that conversation. It might have been Quinn.
Yeah, and then it was like, yeah, and then for the new ones, the Chris Pratt ones, they're awesome. And I was like, you shut up. No, they're not. What are you talking about? These are fever dreams.
Quinn's a good kid and a friend. Terrible to some movies.
Okay.
Yeah. I watched the.
He's Peach's version of bad taste, all right?
I like that.
So
I watched the
It
first
is what it
Jurassic
is.
World. I was like, cool, I'm done. I don't need any more of these.
Yeah,
the first Jurassic World was okay.
it was
It's okay.
fine. Right? And then I watched, what was it, Forbidden Kingdom? Was that the second one?
Yep.
I watched that one. That was awful. That was trash garbage. I haven't watched the third one yet.
Dominion? I did.
It can't be good. I like that they brought Dr. Grant back.
They bring all three of them back.
Which is good. Is Sammy J?
Yeah,
Oh wait, no,
it-
Sammy J dies. Never mind. He can't come back.
Yeah, he can't come back.
The third one was, I don't know, fan service with a dinosaur movie wrapped around it.
That's all it
Uh,
looked like to me too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just all the
It's
stuff
like
with,
if Elon Musk went even crazier, or Jeff Bezos. That's basically what it was.
you know what? I have more respect, I think, for Bezos than I've ever had, because he didn't
Oof.
listen. I'm not done yet. Then I'm not saying I have a ton. I'm just saying I have more than I ever have, because he's not doing what Musk does. And I'm just like, you know what?
Not
Respect
letting
for having.
Nazis back on the platform.
Yeah, you know. Elon Musk has gone so far. Okay, now we're getting into the part of the show where we get to be ourselves and we're going to complain about stuff, I guess. Because we started at Jurassic Park and now we're going to this.
Finally.
Jurassic Park into Nazis.
Dude, I was
Not much of a leap.
I was so set on getting a Tesla as my next car, and I will not now.
You just want to drop $100,000 on a car?
There are much cheaper versions. Everybody thinks that they're all like that expensive.
They're
Look
not
at
that
car
expensive.
prices before you talk to me how much they are. You can get a Model 3 for like 60 grand.
That's still a lot of money for a car.
100%. I'm probably still going to buy an electric car because I really want an electric car. I don't want to get a gas car anymore. I'm done with that. But I refuse to support like Crazy Pants. He's losing it. He called what's his face Trent Reznor, the Nine Inch Nails guy. He called him a crybaby for like leaving Twitter because he was like, yeah, this is bad for mental health. I gotta get out of here. It's just like
Jim Carrey like quit Twitter yesterday.
good.
The other day, yeah.
And
It
Jim,
was-
and you gotta think like Jim
was a
Carrey's
real
like
weird way
he's
to do
odd
it.
now. Like he was always like funny weird, but now he's gotten like weird, but in a way that I think makes him happy. So I'm fine with it. He's not hurting anybody, so I'm cool with
But
it.
if Twitter's like
Yeah,
too
but that's
much
what I'm
for
saying. He's
him.
like, this is nuts. You're like, whoa, hold on.
Like,
There's a problem.
Yeah,
fellas.
something's too much for Jim Carrey. You gotta
Yeah.
ask. 'Cause
Uh,
remember, he was anti-vaxxer for a while too. Like,
yeah, and he got like really into his like art studio for a while, and he got like super crazy hair, which he might still have. I don't know. I haven't looked at a picture of him in a while, but
he's got a big long beard now.
yeah.
He's had that beard for a while. But
I
yeah,
think he's
no,
going through his
just
Van
weird.
Gogh stage. You know.
Oh, don't take the ears off, Jim. Don't do it. Keep them on there. Yeah, that everything that's happening with Twitter and stuff is just nuts.
Sure is.
Like I said, I have more respect for Bezos for having that kind of money and not doing that.
Well, yet I think it was.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
I believe in the theory that when Elon Musk was forced to buy Twitter after he like put in the offer and like, no, you have to do this. He's like, fine, I'm just gonna run this company into the ground,
Maybe.
and he's doing a good job.
I mean, yeah. He's
Like everything that they did to keep Twitter as like not a hate platform is being reversed.
for sure. But like what worries me is all the stuff he says about like how much like free speech is needed and free speech was never free, and if we don't free our speech then the speeches will never be free, and I don't know, some shit like that.
he's making it seem like Twitter is the last bastion for like
Yeah.
free speech. It's either Twitter or Oblivion.
And this
Like,
is the thing,
no.
right? And like he's the guy that's gonna save us from everything. And the reason why I get worried is because there's been so many times in the past where you'll see someone like Trump. Trump's a great example. Like Trump is a guy that no one's ever said, "Hey, you need to sit down and think for just 10 minutes about like the things you're saying, the things you're getting people to do. Like you're wrong." Like no one sat down and been like, "You are wrong. You are incorrect about your stuff." And when I say that, I mean like people that he would actually listen to. Sure, a bunch of random people say it to him, but he's not going to listen to them. And I think honestly, like that makes sense. I don't listen to random people either. But like his close, trusted people are all people that just be like, "Yeah, man, you nailing it. You got this."
Yeah,
are
but you
so
only get to
right."
be a close, trusted person with a person like that by being a sycophant.
Well, and that's the problem, right? So it worries me that like Muskie Boy there has just done the same thing. That he's surrounded himself with that same kind of like. One of the things that like I really like about the stuff that we all do is absolutely everybody is fine with saying to someone else, especially to me, this is bad or this is wrong, and not in like a mean way, but in a way that's like we need to change something. And that's great. Like that's how actual good things happen, is you have to be able to be like, and maybe part of it is because we're all friends and shit, but it's like, hey, don't do that ever again. It's like, okay.
Part of the problem with Musk though is like he'll hear that and he just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
And
He's like, no, I'm right.
Have to care.
And because like part of that, and what feeds that is because people did that when he did SpaceX, and people did that when he did Tesla, and everything was like, this is wrong, this is bad, you're going to fail, and then he proved them wrong. So now in his head, it's like, well, they're just saying all that stuff again. It's like, no. This time, like, you need to actually listen, homie. And he's like, not Not gonna do it.
It's not
Nah,
like you're
bro.
gonna fail. It's like this is just awful. Like,
Yeah.
stop,
Uh-huh.
please. No one needs to hear Trump and Kanye tweet.
Actually,
You don't have to bring Nazis back. It's
Sorry.
okay.
I saw a really funny TikTok the other day where this guy was just like, you know, he was super popular in 2013. Everybody liked him and he was doing lots of great stuff. And now he's just falling up the deep end and this and that. And he's like, and the guy that you think I'm talking about, it's not him, it's the other one. Because Kanye and Elon are both very much in that exact bucket. I was like, oh yeah.
Oh, I saw a photo yesterday on Reddit. It was a picture of Kanye when he was in like high school, and he had an anti-Nazi T-shirt on.
Yo, so just 5 minutes
What a
ago,
flip flop.
Shando
Yeah.
walked by and she was like, check this crap out. And Kanye had tweeted a picture of the of the swastika inside of the Star of David.
Like, okay, hold on. Is this like him thinking like this was always here and I've
No,
uncovered
this
the
is like some design of
conspiracy or
his.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
no.
Life is weird, guys.
Yeah, no, like he's such a screwed up person, and
Yeah.
we really should stop indulging him. But at least he's losing money like hand over fist. He's just like, what is it, 200,000 a month is his alimony payments, and then he
Ooh,
lost
boy.
like all of his companies. So
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
I mean, I'm gonna say it right here, right now, for the world, and I don't care who hears it. I'll never buy Yeezys again, and I also never did in the first place. I'm just saying, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna change
well,
my
that's
spending
a real
habits around
sacrifice.
this.
it's okay. You can't buy Yeezys anymore because they're not making them.
Really? I'd actually be surprised that like if someone didn't buy that up and then just keep selling them. You know what I mean?
Well, he had a deal with, what was it, Adidas or Reebok?
Maybe. I don't know.
Adidas. I think it was Adidas. And Adidas was like, yeah, no, like we no longer have a working relationship.
Gotcha.
I think there was talk that they're gonna make their own version of the Yeezy.
There we
though,
go. That's
because-
what I'm kind of
Ooh.
expecting is be like,
Yeah.
well, I
but
can make the
no
same
money goes to
shoe.
Kanye.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things where it's like, I'd like to see what that agreement was. Like if it's like, if you sell a shoe that looks like this, I get some, which I doubt Adidas would have ever gone for that agreement anyway.
No,
It's probably more for the name branding. So they just like make the same shoe, slap a different label on it, and then now Adidas just
Yeah.
makes all the money. Fuck it.
Oh, think about how much money they're gonna make in like the Eastern Bloc. You get a Yeezy with Adidas stripes.
Ooh. Matching
So
tracksuit.
fresh.
Ooh.
You get a
So fresh.
you get a pack of cigarettes and a bottle of vodka, and you are set.
Oh boy.
And we're back.
And we're back.
You just go from the material on your shoe all the way up to the
Yeah.
tracksuit. Ooh.
You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna make the bottom of your
Love.
tracksuit magnetic, so it lines up perfectly with the shoe. Like it snaps into place.
Yeah.
Oh god. Adidas,
Oh, you
hire
have
me
the
right
stripe
now.
from the shoe all the way up the leg.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's so fucking crisp.
Oh.
I just can't stop picturing it. It's just too good. Oh god. All right. Looking ahead. What are we looking forward to, folks? Talk to me about your futures.
You know what? So you guys probably recall this. I love XCOM and XCOM 2 from Firaxis Games.
Yeah.
I think they are the best tactical action RPGs I have ever played,
Sure.
and I've played almost all of them.
3. Yeah.
Like some Final Fantasy Tactics, Tactics Ogre, Ogre Battle, Cardia, all of that, right? But they just released Marvel's Midnight Suns.
I did see that.
Yeah. It came out either Thursday or yesterday. Oh no, I think it comes out today, actually. I think it's
On Steam, it
December
says
3rd.
available now.
Yeah,
December
so-
2nd. It was on
Okay,
Steam, so technically
so
yesterday, I
yesterday.
think.
yeah. I'm basically
Next.
just waiting for the old paycheck to come in, and I'm gonna pick that up because it is basically XCOM 2 with Marvel, with a bunch of like relationship building, like in-depth character building, with very heavy tactical combat in a fast-paced environment. So it's everything I want in a game, all rolled into one little package. And I'm probably going to get that and Tactics Ogre next week, and just for the rest of forever sit and play tactics games.
One thing I'll say, Ray.
Have you?
Go ahead, Jardine.
Oh, it's like, have you played Mutant Year Zero?
Yeah, I blew through that game. It was really good.
There's apparently like DLC stuff now.
Oh, okay, good to know.
Seed of Evil.
Seed of Evil.
I'm just going through the reviews on Steam. It actually has mixed reviews right now, which
Yeah.
is pretty not good for Steam. That's actually pretty terrible. But there seems to be, you might want to wait a little bit before you pick it up, just because there seems to be a lot of like stuttering and lag issues. So it might not run super great right now. The other problem that people are having is that it's a $60 video game with a $50 seasons pass for like all the microtransactions and stuff. So
Oh, that's disgusting.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I
What's
didn't
it
know about
called
that
again?
either. It seems like no one knew about that
Ugh.
because they bought the game and then put these reviews up being like, yo, this is part of it. It's like, ooh.
Ooh, I
yeah,
didn't
hate
know
to see
that.
it.
What's it called again?
Marvel's Midnight,
Midnight
Suns.
Suns. It was on like the front page of the store for me. Like I just went to store on Steam and it was just right
Yeah.
there.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing a bunch of mixed reviews, eh?
Mm-hmm. And I was just like looking at all the thumbs down just to see like what people are complaining about, and it's the lagginess of the game, which like is a, obviously a pretty big problem, and I'm sure it'll get
It's
patched out. That's
honestly-
why I'm saying wait a little bit,
Yeah.
most likely. But then the microtransactions, which is like, whatever.
I might just buy Firaxis's other game just before that, which was oh man, I can't remember the name of it, but basically it's continuing the story of XCOM and XCOM 2. But
Oh, really?
but it's basically post invasion. So XCOM 2, spoiler, you stop the invasion, right? You get them to go away, and the idea is that now you're in a society, like a post-invasion society, where like the aliens that are left over are now no longer in control of the ancient ones that were there, and now humanity is trying to like work together.
Right.
I think it's called Chimera Squad is the idea. It's very, very different from XCOM, and it was critically received very well, but the fans didn't like it because they're like,
Interesting.
no, it's not XCOM. Oh, it's also $7.50, so I guess I'm just gonna buy that now.
That's pretty nice and cheap. One other thing, Ray, you have a computer now, which thank God. Oh, actually, a couple things.
Yeah.
First of all, I bought
do have a
Monster Hunter
computer.
Rise for PC, and it looks so much fucking better.
Yeah, I believe
I
it.
could have told you that.
No, I know, but like I didn't like. I thought that they had purposely like I know that they had obviously made it not look as good as like Monster Hunter World, for example, due to it being released primarily on the Switch and then like the
Oh,
PC
it
version
was
was
built on the 3DS Monster Hunter engine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On PC, it looks incredible. But
Yeah.
since you have a PC, sorry, one thing I want to mention is if you don't have the Xbox Game Pass, it might be something you want to look into even on a free trial. There's a game that if you like tactics games, I've heard some decent things about, because there's a game preview for Dune. There's a Spice Wars game, which is
I did see that. Yeah,
which might be something up your
It
alley. I don't know, but it might be worth looking
it looked
into for you.
interesting. I don't particularly care about Dune,
Fair.
but
I like the
You know,
movie.
I
That was
get it.
very good.
I didn't see the movie either.
Do I really like the new movie?
Yeah, I had no.
Oh,
interest.
dude, you should watch it. It's like for
Good.
you, the stuff you like. I know you'll like this.
Yeah, I'm just going to wait for the next part of it to come out, right? So that I'm not, waiting forever.
3 more years.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure there's like 3 parts to the movie, isn't there? At least.
He's doing the first book. He's split up into 2 movies,
Fair enough.
but like
There's
they
also
might
a
have
fuck
just,
ton of books. So.
yeah. There's like 4 books.
Oh yeah, Doom
But-
Part 2 comes out next year.
Fair. No.
The
Oh,
movie
yeah.
was good.
Just like
Yeah, I mean,
graphically
I-
too, it was gorgeous. So
It did look interesting, right? Like
It looks much better than the original Dune movie. Much better.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to. I think that's also partly why I'm not very interested, because that movie really soured me on Dune in general, because that movie is a nightmare.
You don't like seeing giant blocks fighting each other?
I do. I mean, I've got this whole aesthetic thing, right? But just nah, it just didn't do much for me.
sure, Ray, you love blocks. You're like
I
the
do.
8-bit man over here.
Well, I used to be, I've upgraded to 16 bits now.
Oh my god.
We got a firmware update.
Yeah, instead of 40 years ago, I'm concentrating on 30 years ago. You know how it is.
Ugh, that hurts. That hurts real bad, buddy.
Well, come on now. It's fine.
Well, it's like all that stuff I was posting in the group chat where it's like, what you think Mario 20 years ago looked like and what it actually looks like, which is 20 years ago was like Mario Sunshine. It's like,
Oh God.
God,
Yeah.
I hate that.
I know, because I got the what is it, Super Mario 3D Classics or whatever, and I remember booting it up. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start with the newest Mario on here, Galaxy, 15 years old.
Yeah,
Ah.
yeah, it hurts.
Like, when Galaxy came out on the Wii, so that would have been 2009, I think. So like 14 years old. I beat that game through like 4 times in a row.
Oh, really?
Well, because you beat the game, like get the credits, and then if you collect all however many shine sprites or stars or whatever,
Sure.
you then unlock challenge mode, which is things like beating certain levels and collecting all the purple coins, beating certain levels and getting like within a time frame or within a one hit only kind of thing. If you do all of those levels, you then unlock the ability to fly on command at any time. If you then beat the game again, you get to play as Luigi, because you remember the whole thing in Super Mario 64 that like if you got all 128 stars, you could find Yoshi and Luigi and like
yeah.
it was that whole like urban myth about unlocking Luigi in Mario 64. They actually allowed you to do that in Galaxy, so I did that, and then I beat the game again
With Green Mario.
with Green Mario. Yeah, absolutely, I did.
Sometimes you
But
got.
that was back in the days when I didn't have 1,000 games to play. I had 3.
Fair enough.
You know.
Yeah.
But yeah. So long story short, guys, I'm looking forward to playing Marvel's Midnight Suns, even if it's not good. And if it's not, I'll just switch over to Tactics Ogre.
Just
There you go.
remember that before you buy it, make sure it runs on your computer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just took a look.
Always good to check. I think it probably will with what you have in there.
Yeah, I hit like minimum specs at least.
Oh yeah, you're a bit above minimum specs.
Yeah.
You only need a
I'm-
960 to run that game, no problem. You got a 1050 in that bad boy.
Yeah. The only thing they're like recommended, they want you to have 8 gigs of dedicated video RAM. It's like, all right, whatever.
I think you have that. If
No,
I'm not
I've got more.
mistaken. What?
Then that
According to this.
might be a problem.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't remember what's in there, dude. You know what though? I believe.
If you go to Can I Run It?
Yeah,
Like you Google it.
That's
yeah,
where I'm at right now.
Yeah, but the video RAM thing will be a problem if you don't meet the minimum specs.
I meet minimum. This is the recommended. Recommended is
Oh,
is 8
yeah.
gigs. Minimum is 4.
Okay, then yeah, the game will run, but it won't look pretty.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
I'm looking.
That or I'll
forward
get it
to
on the
Zelda.
PS5 because
Oh yeah, you have a PS5, huh?
But again, I'm going to do some reading into the what they require for the seasons pass, because if it's bad, I'm just going to probably not.
You don't have to use season passes though.
Oh no, I know, but it depends on like how much is it adding.
How much of
Uh,
a pay to win is it?
Yeah. So I'm going to do some reading into that.
There you go. Good call.
What about you guys?
What am I looking forward to? What's this week? I don't know. I'm gonna be going down and seeing some people in person today, which is nice. I know it was just yesterday, and this isn't looking forward to so much, but I went to a Magic show yesterday. That was really fun. If you want something to do, Ray, I don't know if there's tickets left. I have no idea. But Champions of Magic is in Kitchener for, I think, actually it might just be for just today. But I went to a Magic show yesterday. It was a lot of fun. I was in the front row, so I was trying to like catch how they did stuff, and I couldn't for a lot of them, which is more fun. You know what I mean? If you can't figure it out. But I got to go up on stage. I was called up on stage.
Nice.
So it's funny. So obviously I was there with like Danielle and I went, and she really wanted to go up on stage. So at one point, this guy's like looking in the front row to like bring somebody up. So I pointedly look away. Like I'm like looking down and away. And he's like, "You there?" And I just like look up, and he's pointing right at me. I was like, "You motherfucker."
Yeah. Don't ever look away. Don't try to be like, non-suspicious when you're in the front row, because that'll always be the person they pick.
Yeah. I didn't think he was going to be like a teacher about it, but it's fine. So I got to go up on stage, and the whole time, because I think he said he was a mentalist, and he was getting the barcode off a $20 bill that someone in the audience had. So I got to go up on stage. I stood behind him, and he's like, "I need you to hold my eyelids shut. Also, please don't gouge out my eyes." The guy was actually very funny, but I just had my fingers like this over his eyelids, and I was like trying to just not press really, because I didn't want to like fuck him up. And I just stood there, and like I was so like I actually have, even though I used to play like concerts and stuff when I was in like orchestra, I have pretty bad stage fright. So I just like focused on what I was doing. I don't even know how well the trick went. I was staring like directly at the same spot in the back of his head, just like making sure I locked my arms and they weren't moving at all. I have no idea what happened. I think he got it. I'm assuming he got it right. It's a magic trick.
Well,
pretty
you know
good.
how mentalists work, right?
He was reading my mind.
Yes, 100%.
Not mine. I didn't know what the barcode on it was.
Audience plant. That's the trick to mentalists. It's always an audience plant.
Maybe. Either way.
Or somebody tapping their shoe in a specific way.
I mean, I looked in his ears and no one was saying anything in his ears. I knew that much.
You weren't whispering sweet nothings?
No.
You weren't whispering the magic words?
No.
Abracadabra.
It's gross.
No,
I just held his eyelid shut like you wanted me to.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. And then
It's good.
and then afterwards I got like a remarkable amount of confetti rained on me, because at the finale, like they did like a bunch of like sawing people in half and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They shot so much I've never seen this much confetti come down at once. And literally when I like woke up this morning, there was like confetti in my bed. Like I don't mean like small pieces. It was like ribbons like this long.
Oh jeez.
And they were like either they were yellow or they had like gold ones as well.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and it was just like it was like everywhere, dude. And then while we were waiting for people to leave, Danielle's like throwing more at me, and I was just like, I got nothing to do here. But it was cool. If you're in Kitchener or like the KW area, if there's still tickets available, I'd go check it out. It's a fun time. It was like I enjoyed it. It was a couple hours. Good way to spend time. So
maybe. Also, I was just looking at the price of Marvel Suns, Midnight Suns. It's $90.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Maybe not.
wait, it's actually 90? Oh, I guess
Yeah.
the people who are
Canadian
saying it's
prices,
60
right?
on Steam is probably it's American
U.S. prices.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas Tactics Ogre is $30 cheaper. So I don't know.
Is it worse?
And a guaranteed good game.
Is it on
yeah,
Steam
I-
as well?
Tactics Ogre?
Yeah,
It might be.
It's on Steam. That's how I was going to get it.
gotcha.
Oh yeah, there it is right there. 67 Canadian.
It's not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, I've played this one. I love this game. Like this was one of my primary games I played on the Game Boy Advance
Mm.
20 years ago now.
One thing that's kind of funny, so I know we're getting off base, but that's fine. One of the things that we were supposed to play actually during Extra Life is Aaron and I, well, mostly Aaron, he bought the multiple passes, but we have, you know, the game Talisman, like the board
Yeah.
game Talisman.
Yeah,
Aaron bought like a 6-pack of codes so that we could potentially play that game.
Oh yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah, we didn't touch it. Which I think it was a really big ask from Rebecca that we played the game and we just like totally forgot about it. Sorry. But we should do that at some point because.
Oh, I know when we could do it.
Are you gonna say something ridiculous?
No, like just make it our next extra live stream.
Fair. That's a good point. We can get everybody available on a weekend.
Yeah, just do it then.
I like it. Yeah, we
Not
do
a
need
bad
one
plan.
for December potentially.
And you know what? It's like a one-person point of view game. You just need to have all the cameras around it. I think that's
It's easy.
perfectly acceptable game to play then.
Yeah,
And it'll take like 3 hours to play once.
at least because that was one of the board
It's gonna
games you
take, like,
had in
5
Waterloo,
hours.
right? Like we played that when you lived in Waterloo. No.
Wasn't me.
Oh,
Rob.
I'm thinking of
Rob
Room
had it, yeah.
Wars, aren't I?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It takes a while to beat Talisman. It's not a fast game.
No, it's a minimum 3-hour game, and especially once one person gets the talisman. Was it the Ring of Command or the Ray of Command, and then
Oh,
like,
then
try
they
to
have to like
chase down all the other
escape.
players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Because all
the-
the other players will then try to kill him, right? And it's a whole kerfuffle.
That sounds
Even a
right.
brouhaha.
Oh,
No, brouhaha.
could be.
Otherwise, the other thing I'm looking forward to is more Ted Lasso. I finally started watching Ted Lasso, and that show
Oh, I
is
mean to check it out.
it's so good.
Yeah,
I
it only
was
took
not
me like a year and a half of like.
yeah.
trying to
I take
watch
forever
it.
when people recommend things to watch it. I know how I am. Don't worry. But like he's just such a positive, upbeat dude. Like he's just such a
Genuinely good person.
yeah. And like
Yeah.
the whole thing, right? This doesn't really give anything away, but like it's just him winning people over. That's like what
Oh,
it's been.
oh, no,
I've watched like
I know
4
the concept of the
episodes.
show.
It's great.
Yeah,
It's
it
great.
it looks fantastic. I just haven't got to the point of.
How far into it are you?
4 episodes, 4 or 5
Okay.
episodes. The last one I watched, they did the charity event or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Things get like more interesting and there's more layers in the next few episodes.
I'm
so
pumped.
it just gets better.
Yeah, and I like that they're
And
only
then-
30-minute episodes.
That helps.
And then
Definitely.
season 2 is even more episodes than season 1.
And
like
there's
12
3 seasons
episodes?
right now.
The 3rd season, people are saying might come out in April.
Oh, okay, it's not out yet. Gotcha. Okay.
No, I've been waiting all fall for 3rd season of The Last to come out.
I need you, Jardine, just because I know you really well, I need you to be less invested in the show, okay? Because the more invested you get in it, the more likely it is to
Oh,
get
no.
canceled. Yes.
There's
yes.
no canceling for the show because after the first season dropped, they did interviews and like, no, this is a 3-season show. Like it is a full story arc and that's it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's only one more season. Give it to me already.
Fair enough. All right.
This could have been the perfect time. They drop it in the fall and it ends during the World Cup. That would have been great.
Fair.
But no, it's Apple TV, so now I have to wait a year and a half to watch a show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on season 2 of. Oh my god, I just lost the name of the show.
Pretty Little Liars.
Yes, no,
Carnival Row?
Downton Abbey.
no, that was Carnival Row was
Invincible?
garbage. Oh my god,
They've made a second season.
did they? Oh,
Yeah. They only got postponed because of COVID.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to remember. Severed. Severed was the name of the show. Sorry.
Never
Uh,
heard of it.
So it is. It's Adam something or other. I can't remember his name. He's the
Corolla?
he's the dickhead brother from Step Brothers.
You're talking about
Remember the one where-
Severance. That's a different.
Did I say yeah?
You
Sorry,
said
Severance,
Severed.
not Severed.
Yeah. I've seen
Yeah.
it. I've seen the thing on Apple TV. I haven't watched it yet.
It's absolutely worth watching.
Okay.
It's
Oh.
oddly enough directed and executive produced by Ben Stiller, which
Yeah.
is very weird.
I like it.
But it's a great little sort of very near future mystery in the face of like evil corporation kind of thing.
Yeah. I heard this was a good show, but like it came out this year. What do you mean you're waiting for a second season?
Because
Not
the
gonna get one
second
until
season
next
has
year.
been confirmed. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm waiting for the second season. I've actually watched a season of TV and I'm waiting for the second season.
It just feels like you need to give them time to film it. You know.
Yeah.
Like, let them make it
I,
first.
I want it now. I live in an age of the internet. I get things when I want.
Yeah, okay.
It's renewed in April. Where's
Yeah.
my show? Give it.
Where's my show? No, I'm being patient. I'm just saying I'm excited. That's all.
Fair. That, you know what? I can understand that.
The writers from Ted Lasso,
Mm-hmm.
they just like their new show is starting on Apple TV in January with Jason Segel and Harrison Ford.
Oh, wow.
It's about like a therapist. I read the thing last night about it.
That actually does kind
Oh,
of sound familiar, weirdly enough.
Shrinking. That's what it is, because he's a therapist. So yeah, it starts in January. So that should be
Nice.
pretty funny, since it's the same guys who did Ted Lasso.
Shrinking. Okay, yeah.
So I think people are assuming, since this goes from like January to April,
Oh, I think
then
it'll be-
right after that Ted Lasso will come out.
Yeah, they gotta space some stuff out. That makes sense. Interesting. I'll give it a shot. Harrison Ford is a doctor. Neat.
I mean, can't hate Harrison Ford, so you know.
No, he's a good dude. I got no problem with him. Quick question. Has anybody here watched Succession? I haven't, and I'm wondering if I should give it a
No.
chance.
I've heard good things.
Yeah, it's an
I've
HBO
heard very
show.
good things. Yeah.
When all the Roger stuff was going on, with like the board being like really weird, like the infighting between all the siblings, people were saying that it was a real life version of Succession. So like,
Oh.
that could be fun to watch. But I don't know if it's any good or not. I might give it a try. Brian Cox is in it.
Yeah, no, I one of the podcasts I listen to, they will occasionally do reviews on shows they're watching, and apparently it's absolutely worth watching.
All right, I'm in. I got my next, because we got to find, like, we're in that like weird lull where we don't have shows that we're watching. So like we're waiting for obviously Curse of Oak Island, which that is something I'm looking forward to, the next episode. And The Challenge. That's the other thing we're watching right now.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
the season's back on right now.
Have you like caught up with My Hero?
No, I haven't watched that for a
did
while.
last week, and it gets intense.
Yeah, there.
The
So
last
So
few
far
episodes.
behind.
I've been, I don't want to say I've been spoiling it for myself necessarily, but I know where the manga is at right now, so I know the story arc that the anime is going through, and I know what the next one is. I'm much more excited for the next story arc. Good morning. This is sorry, someone wrote in our YouTube chat. This arc is like, I think there's supposed to be like 2 different like wars that happen, between like the supervillains and the heroes and stuff like that, which I think is going to be super fun. Yeah, I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but I do need to catch up on that. I'm probably like 10 episodes behind at this point.
Yeah, Mare watched like 8 episodes last weekend.
Yeah.
And yeah, she was like freaking out with all the stuff that's going on because she hasn't been spoiling it for herself.
Good for her. The big thing like with that show is that like people will get like severely messed up or killed, and I appreciate that. Like the writer's not afraid to make it very realistic in the sense that like the heroes aren't always gonna like walk away absolutely fine. Like people are gonna get like demolished.
Part of good writing is not being afraid to kill your darlings, right?
100%.
Like
100%. So
Oh, I did read a thing about Dragon Ball Super.
it's coming back.
Yeah, sounds like it. And the new story arc doesn't focus on Goku and Vegeta.
no, that can't be possible.
This is
They
awesome.
go off to like a different planet to train, and the next story arc is supposed to be Goten and Trunks.
Oh, I'm very not looking forward to that. I kind of hate them both. Unless it's Future Trunks. Future Trunks is fine.
They might. I don't know if they're gonna like age them a bit, but yeah, it's supposed to be the Goten and Trunks story arc. I'm still looking forward to the Dragon Ball Super movie, Superheroes.
The Gohan one?
It's called Dragon Ball Super Superheroes.
Yeah, isn't that the Gohan movie? Doesn't it focus on
I-
Gohan? Because
I have
he's
no idea.
Saiyan Man. What other superheroes are there?
You mean
Uh,
Super Saiyan Man? Yeah.
Oh god,
Yeah.
such a ridiculous thing.
When does the movie
Uh,
actually come out?
I
or
thought it
has
came out.
Oh, it came out in June. So
That's
I'm
a
just
while
waiting
ago.
for like or like a subtitled version, I guess. It's probably out now.
I would say it
somewhere.
probably is. I don't know if Crunchyroll picked it up though. I don't know where it would be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, come on. It's on US streaming for Netflix and stuff. Boo.
Boo.
Where's the whatchamacallit? Where's the VPN when you need it?
Oh, that's true.
Oh, it was in theaters in August.
Yeah. Like I'm pretty sure in Canada. Like not a lot of
Yeah.
theaters because you can't keep that in theaters for too long. Oh, also one thing I want to mention real quick. The other day, last week, some point, I finally got to watch Black Adam, and you know what? I think that's one of the best DC movies I've seen in the new era.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good movie.
Really?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, like it's obviously like you can't. I think The Rock said it best. Like you can't compare Marvel and DC movies. Like Marvel's always going to be Marvel, but for what
Well,
it
they have
was,
so much more money too.
Yeah. But like, for what a DC movie is at this point, I thought it was quite good.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It's just
Oh.
like the bullet time stuff. It was too much.
Mm,
There's only a
But-
couple moments of bullet time though.
It's just because like, oh, he moves like Superman, like fast as shit. Like,
Yeah.
all right, you have to see bullet time stuff, but like, it just kind of takes you out of it
Yeah,
when he's moving like that.
I will say that like some of the lines he delivered were very funny. Like I just appreciate it because it's The Rock, but I think like everybody that was like in it around him was like they were all good. It was good
Yeah.
stuff.
I didn't mind the movie. It was like a solid 65, 70.
it's a perfect 5 out of 7. Okay.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Did not say that.
5 out of 7, perfect. Sure, you heard it from Jardine. It's his favorite movie.
Nope.
He's gonna
Nope.
get
Hard fucking
has
pass.
Black Adam tattooed on his back, full body.
Yikes.
Ooh, in the Steve-O position.
No, thank you.
Alrighty. Well, on that high note, and with Jardine's love for The Rock and Black Adam, I think that's where we're gonna go ahead and end it for today. So just want to say thanks everybody for coming out. We're the Casual Ones. We stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. I almost said Sunday. If you want to catch us on Tuesday, we'll be doing our next episode of Snowcatch Valley, Summer Fall of 99, which is our little sort of monster mystery type deal set in a small town in Colorado called Snowcatch
Colorado.
Valley.
Like
I thought so.
if you like Twin Peaks or like X-Files or Supernatural, it's
Pretty much
along
that,
the same lines
with
as
college
that.
kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll be back on Thursday for our ongoing. No, Thursday is going to be different potentially. Thursday is going to be
We're
our
gonna run
Cyberpunk stream. Because I am going to be away. And me and Ray were talking about this yesterday. So surprise, Jardine, you're playing Cyberpunk on Thursday.
Surprise,
whatever.
cybernetics.
And then, of course, we'll be back next Saturday with the Casual Morning Show. So thanks, everybody, again for coming out. Have yourselves a fantastic rest of your weekend, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Remember to spay and neuter your pets.
Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
Dress warmly.
Yes, dress warm.
While spaying.